Hi, Steph Page here, and I just want to welcome you to SMP TV, and this is the first Truth for Thursday, and I just want to give you a little background today on my passion and what Truth for Thursday is going to look like from here on out every Thursday. I hope you come back. Truth for Thursday is just going to be a place where I can just really share my heart on what God is teaching me. And my number one passion in life, if you're just sitting right here next to me, I would tell you that my number one passion is for people to really know God, to really experience who He is. You know, a lot of people think they know about God or think they know His rules or, think they have an idea, but I don't think that a lot of people really know Him and are really seeking to know Him on an everyday basis. So that's my heart, is that people will really know God. And in Philippians 3, verses 10 and 11, it says, I want to know Christ and the power of His resurrection and the fellowship of sharing in His sufferings, becoming like Him in His death, and so somehow to attain to the resurrection from the dead. Paul says, I want to know Christ. I want to know Him, number one, in the power of His resurrection. Now, that's a pretty incredible thing if you think about Jesus Christ raising from the dead. I mean, when somebody dies and He was dead and He raised from the dead, that's powerful. He's alive. That's powerful. And we get to know Him and the power of the resurrection. It says in the Bible that the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives in you and me, the Holy Spirit power. We can know Him in that power of His resurrection. And I want God's power and the power of His resurrection to be displayed in my life. I want Him to be glorified through me. That's my desire, and I want to know Him in the power of His resurrection. It also says that we can know Him through the fellowship of sharing in His sufferings. And you know what? Life is hard. Is life hard for you? I'm sure it is. Life is hard for me too. And you know what? Jesus says that when life is hard, and He didn't ever say that it wasn't going to be hard, but He says when it is hard, when we have sufferings, then we can know Him. We can know Him more. We'll depend more on Him when we suffer. We'll become like Him because Jesus suffered, and we'll relate to Him. We'll, just know Him more and know His character more and hear His voice more in suffering. So we can know Him in the resurrection of His power, in the power of His resurrection. We can know Him in the sharing in His sufferings. And then we become like Him. I want to talk a little bit about verse 11 quick here. It says, and so somehow to attain the resurrection from the dead. And I was thinking about, what does that mean exactly, right? I want to break it down. And so I looked in the Amplified. In the Amplified, it says, to attain spiritual and moral resurrection that lifts me out from among the dead. When you're walking around this world, do you ever just think, gosh, everybody's like dead? It's like we're all zombies just walking around. Do you ever feel dead inside, just dry and like, what am I doing with my life? Where am I going? Like you feel like you're just running on this wheel and you don't quite know what's going on. Well, when you seek to know God in the power of His resurrection and the fellowship of His sufferings, guess what? It says He will lift you up from among the dead, lift you up out from among the dead. He wants to lift you up. He wants to put you on a pedestal. He wants to shine His light and His glory out from you and use you. And that's what it means to know God, to know His power, to know Him when you suffer, so He can lift you out from among the dead and shine through you and glorify you because He's glorified through you. This is going to be the basis of it's the basis of who I am, and it's going to be the basis of everything that you hear at SMP TV. And I just want to invite you to join me. Verse 12 says, not that I've already obtained all this, because I haven't, and not that I've already been made perfect, because I'm not, but I press on. I press on towards the goal to take hold of that for which Jesus took hold of me. Jesus has taken hold of me. He's taken hold of my heart. He's taken hold of my life, and I'm going to press on to take hold of Him. And if you have something stirring in your heart that you wanted to press on to take hold of Jesus and take hold of Him because He's taken a hold of you, and you want to know Him and you want to know the power of His resurrection, and you want to know Him when you're suffering, and you want to be lifted out of that dead place and be set up so you can shine, so your life matters, so that He's glorified through you, then I hope to see you back soon. Every Thursday we'll do Truth for Thursday, and we can press on toward the goal of knowing Christ together. Thanks so much.